for something. I used to live for nothing, kicking up a fit for nothing. I used to take what I could get, which isn't shit for nothing. Surely there'll be mercy, well surely there'll be mercy. But firstly, like a bird perched in a birch tree, they'll chirp me. I'll be fine, I'll be fine, fine, fine. I'll be fine, fine, fine. Let the circle divide. Get the purple mix and blue and red, you know what I mean. Read to me through the ends and then pretend to be sweet. I'll be fine, fine, fine. I'll be fine, fine. So let the circle divide. Get the purple mix and blue and red, you know what I mean. Read to me through the ends and then pretend to be sweet.
That was Motherhood here in the studio at CFRU. Tune in live right now on our YouTube page, streaming CFRU.ca or 93.3 FM here in Guelph. Thank you for coming in today.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
And how about we do a quick introduction of the band here?
Sure. My name's Penny Stevens, and I play bass and keyboards usually, but not today.
I'm Bryden, and I play guitar.
My name is Adam, and I play the drums.
All right, and they are Motherhood, playing tonight in Guelph as a part of Kazoo Fest. You can see them at E-Bar. Doors are at 9:30. It's all ages, license $10. And they're going to be joined by Nigel, Guelph band Baby Labor. It's presented by Place for Bands and Sappy Fest. And you all are from New Brunswick.
We are.
Fredericton, right?
Yep.
All right. So you're here because of Sappy Fest, I'm guessing. Co-pro?
Yeah.
I think it's a co-pro. We've played Sappy Fest a few times. It's one of the coolest festivals in the whole world, I think, next to Kazoo, of course. We played last year and a couple years ago, and I don't think the lineup is announced yet, so I'll just stop there.
And I've been to Sappy Fest a couple times, and I feel like there's a bit of similarity between the Guelph, Sackville communities, the festival community. I think is this your first Kazoo Fest?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we haven't played Guelph in a few years, I don't think. I think it might have been 2016 was the last time we were through, which is kind of weird. We should come back more.
I agree. Yeah, I think I was at your last show, I believe, at it was Doogie's and Pablo's. There's like a little pinball thing next door. Yeah. One of the other things, just speaking of like New Brunswick and everything, the is it Greville or Grevale?
Port Greville is what it was called, but Greville is how you actually say the name of the place.
We think. I don't know, a lot of people think it's Porkerville, like a pig, which maybe It is, or should be. That's actually in Nova Scotia, believe it or not.
Okay.
But yeah, we have recorded at that space a few times, and there was a project going for a little while, the Gravel Tapes, where bands would come and kind of work together, two bands working together on one album. So we did that. But we also recorded our last EP there called Problems. So that came out in 2014. So yeah, Port Graville, the folks that run that space, Construction and Destruction, they're a really awesome band. And they're really
And everything up on Bandcamp. Is that the best way?
Yeah.
We're also on like all the streaming things.
Cool.
So however you get your music.
Yeah, at least Bandcamp you can get some physical if you want, right?
Yeah.
Which is always nice because I don't know if it's sold out or not yet, but I see that you still have the Gravale tapes.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. I don't think you can get physicals of those anymore. It was a really small run. I think it was only 100 tapes. So I think they're gone. Honestly, don't know. If you can order it and you want it, give it a shot.
Yeah, check it out. That whole series is really neat, getting the two bands working together. And it seemed to be a lot of East Coast bands. I know there were some others in there, like Whoopso.
Yeah.
And
yeah, the one we did was with Katrina Sturton, who's from Ottawa.
Cool. And that song that you played, Bird Chirp, it is off the new album, Dear Bongo.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic. You can find it on Forward Music. I read something somewhere, I can't even remember where I saw it actually, that chirp is a regional slang?
I think it's kind of like a hockey player thing. It's like to tease.
Yeah, you're chirping someone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you say that in Guelph?
Is that?
I mean, I feel like I've said it before, but I also played hockey, so I don't know if it's if it's totally a hockey thing. But I was like, oh, I didn't even realize that was, yeah.
I think it is. We've been on tour. We released the record on March 1st, and we've been on tour pretty much ever since throughout the U.S. And people don't know what that means there.
Interesting.
So
especially on the West Coast, seemed there were no takers. Yeah.
Yeah,
No
they
one
also
for
didn't know
banners.
what Bluntstones were, which was a little bit weird.
That does seem weird. It seems like it'd be a very like West Coast thing there.
I know. I don't know.
Interesting. All right. Well, let's talk a bit about the new album because it released on March 1st. It is. You have a few EPs and albums out already, so I'm just peeking at your Bandcamp right now.
So this is our third full length, and then we have one EP called Problems. And this one took a little longer to get out than the other ones, but we think it was worth the wait, and getting it, just doing the release right and whatnot.
Yeah, our last album came out in 2016, and it was like, I think it was 22 minutes, so it was like maybe closer to an EP, but to us it felt like a full length, so that's what we called it. But it was very much like process driven or whatever. Like we went in and we recorded it pretty quick, and it was fairly simple to do, whereas Dear Bongo has a lot of layers. We definitely maxed out the inputs and stuff for a few songs, so it's quite full and big sounding. So then it was a little bit of a process to try and figure out how to play those songs live, because there's only 3 of us, as you can see and hear.
Yeah, and you had to scale back a bit today. There's usually a keyboard as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, up sometimes 3 keyboards. But this is what is this place called? The Green Screen Dream Machine?
Yeah.
I don't know what it looks like on YouTube, but it's pretty small in real life. So no keys today.
Maybe they could just green screen some keys in.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I can just airplay them.
Yeah, totally. And tonight will be the full
Yeah.
setup, I'm assuming, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, should we get to some more music?
All right.
Sure.
Cool.
This song is also on the new album. Bird Chirp was on the new album. This song is also on it. It is called Way Down. I always forget what it's called.
Well, alright then. I'll admit, time to time it was frightening. Tiptoed a thin line despite them. A wink of my eye and a sly grin. They pipe in. Well, aw shucks. Was I scraping or painting the walls up? Was I making just bits or it all up? These nitwits can witness it all struck. But it's small stuff. Okay now. Well, I hate to throw weight around the playground, but fake kind make the same sound. Singing good grief, great gracious, I'm grave bound. On the way down.
that is Motherhood live in the CFRU studios. And we've got a live stream going on YouTube as well, so you can see the green screen in action, see Motherhood in action. You won't see me, though. But that was a song called Way Down from Motherhood. You can find it on their new album called Dear Bongo. And this album, would you consider it kind of a concept album?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a story of a painter just getting more and more obsessive about painting, basically.
Cool. Is it something you as a band have embarked on before?
Yeah, they're all kind of loosely concept albums. Not to the point where we go around saying it a lot, because it's all very vague.
Yeah.
This one was a little more, or a little less vague, I suppose. So yeah, I mean,
Most of the albums that we have put out have been, conceptual in some way. Lyrically, there's like a narrative that kind of follows through, but then musically as well, we have like recurring themes that you'll see throughout different songs on the album, and different like emotions and stuff that will kind of be played out.
In fact, earlier, your earlier question of just, what we were saying about how long this album kind of took, part of the reason the album took so long was because when it seemed to be done and we were listening to it back, it occurred to all of us that there was a song missing, or there was something missing, and so we ended up writing the song Hallways, and that song kind of tied the album together in a really nice way.
Cool.
Yeah, so very much a concept album.
Yeah, and it's about a painter, right? End of a relationship.
yeah, so then
Really?
he starts painting regular style. Then he starts painting like the road and other people's paintings and, the outside of his ex's house. Stuff like that, until eventually he decides that nature is not to his liking anymore, so he starts painting his lawn, and the kind of conclusion of the album is that there is no conclusion, because he's obviously not going to be able to paint the whole world, but he's maybe going to try.
I like it. And you all have been a band for
9
a little
years.
while now. Yeah, 9 years. How did you get started together?
Adam and I went to high school together, so we played music in high school, and then we took that band to Fredericton and ended up meeting Penny when she moved into a house that a lot of us were around.
Living in, sleeping in vans outside of, sleeping in
Yeah.
closets around, it was
And that's just me.
it was trying times there on Needham Street.
Yeah, so then she just kind of started singing with us every once in a while, and then we lost a couple members, and she learned how to play bass.
And
She
here
already
I
knew how
am.
to play keys. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of artists that are our age, like, spent a lot of their younger years playing, like, their 20s, playing in a bunch of other bands or going on tour or whatever, and then they kind of start a more serious project when they get that experience. But for us, we really grew up with this band. Like, this was the first band that, besides, like, punk bands in middle school or whatever, this is the first band that all of us were ever in, so it took us a long time to figure out what that means, and we kind of, like, we matured as the band has matured, so we've changed our sound a lot, and the band kind of grows up as we do.
And it's one of those things, just reading from, everything about you guys online, I found the most used term for you guys is art rock.
Yeah, that's kind of our cop-out term.
How do you feel about that term?
Well,
we kind of started saying that.
yeah, I mean, we've been called avant punk or art rock or whatever people want to call us. It doesn't really matter. I think genre doesn't really matter anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, maybe it did when people were starting rock and roll was a thing, and wow, this is rock and roll. But I mean, it's 2019. Like, everybody's doing everything, and there's no, you know, things don't fit neatly in boxes in 2019, so I don't really know why music should either, other than for like filing purposes.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but we like art rock because it allows us to do whatever we want. So there's no like, because people don't know what art rock means.
Yeah.
It's because it's
It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
I was reading about the difference between the terms art rock and progressive rock, and it just really seems to be length of song. So all of our songs are really short, so we're definitely not a prog rock band.
Yay! So glad to not be a prog rock
My
band.
baby hates Rush.
Yeah, and all your songs, like, well, in that last one, there's a bit of like a kind of surf feel to it. Some of your songs have a bit of a twang.
Yeah.
I really appreciate that about your music. How whenever I put on like a new motherhood.
Shame
Oh,
on you.
shame. I know. Oh boy. When I put on a new motherhood song, like I never really know what to expect from it, which I really love.
Yeah, that's kind of the general concept of the band, I guess. Is
Yeah.
that we want to just be able to play whatever.
Yeah, and
you know,
whatever-
within a certain.
Whatever kind of sounds serve the purpose, like especially if you're writing through conceptual album frameworks, it's like, you know, different sounds and feelings suit certain lyrics better or whatever. Like being tied to making 4/4 rock music doesn't seem like it's useful really if you're approaching music as an art form, which it is. Then you should be able to be very flexible in that to serve the purpose of whatever message you're trying to say. So, you know, art stuff.
Yeah.
Can you tell I took a philosophy degree? Oh.
Well, kind of going to the art, the album art for your new album, Dear Bongo, out on Forward Music, was made by a Guelph person,
Yeah.
Gregory
Gregory
Pepper.
We've never met him, but I think we're going to meet him today.
Oh, really? Nice.
I hope so. He said he was going to come and we have to save a record for him. And we said, well, okay. We'll see.
If we have to.
Yeah, we're really happy with the cover.
It looks so good.
We went into it with a completely different idea, and then that didn't really work out. And then he
Yeah.
came back with this, and we loved it.
Yeah, he's great. So talented and very easy to work with. Actually, we were playing in Toronto last night,
Yeah.
and one of the bands that we played with did a Gregory Pepper cover song.
Yeah,
So
I didn't
that's
realize he was
crazy.
a musician.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a lot of songs out, a lot of quick
Nice.
little like 1 minute kind of punk songs, and
Very nice. Yeah.
Love that.
yeah,
Have to check it out.
yeah.
Sorry, Gregory.
So many people are so talented in so many ways. It's hard to keep track sometimes. And you've got a dog on the cover.
Mm-hmm. That's Adam's dog,
That's my
Tesla.
dog.
Super cute.
She's very cute. She
Um,
kind of looks like Mr. Burns.
Yeah. Got that nice greyhound overbite.
has it? Have people been talking to you a lot more about dogs now? Because you got
Yeah.
the song "Pick of the Pugs" too.
Yeah. Well, and then Tesla kind of became the mascot of the album, so she's in both the videos that are out now.
She's on the album cover.
She's on the cover.
Single covers.
She's on the totes.
We started making dog leashes and selling those as merch. So, I mean, I didn't anticipate this result that there would be so much dog talk, but it's the best because we all love dogs so much. So people just want to talk about dogs or show us their dogs, and we're like, yes,
Yeah,
this
has
is the
been a-
best.
And on this tour, there's been more dogs at the places we stay than any other tour. So,
That's great.
Serendipity.
yeah, it's a manifest destiny.
Yeah.
Especially if you're traveling for a long time, because you started your tour pretty much right when the album was released.
Yeah,
right?
we left on like the 7th.
Yeah, we played a couple dates in New Brunswick around the release, March 1st and 2nd, and then had a couple days off, and yeah, then we've been in the States since March 7th, so yeah, it's nice to see pets on the road. It feels very comforting because they don't feel our stress or exhaustion. They just want to hang out and snuggle, so it's really good, rejuvenating.
Totally.
Penny and Adam won't let me pet them.
Woof.
there's something else I was going to ask you, and I totally just blanked on it. So maybe let's hear some more music, and I'll...
I think, do we just have...
Yeah, we've got 2 songs. They're just going to run together. The first one is called Two Seas, which is on our last album, and then the last one is called 224, which is on Dear Bongo.
All right, here it is.
Ready?
Two
All right, that is Motherhood live in the CFRU studios, broadcasting live CFRU.ca, 93.3 FM here in the Guelph area. And you'll be able to find the whole thing on YouTube, streaming live right now. And then, you can watch it after as well. So Motherhood here because of Kazoo Fest. It started yesterday, Wednesday the 10th, going until Sunday the 14th. And tonight, you can go and see Motherhood play at E-Bar with Nigel, and Baby Labor with some live visuals by Videomancy. So kazookazoo.ca for more information. $10 will get you in. Or if you have a Crony Pass, the Festival Pass, that will get you in as well. So check that out, kazookazoo.ca. And we just heard 224 and Twosies.
Yes. So 2,224. Sorry.
And 224 you can find on the new album, Dear Bongo. Twosies is on Baby Teeth, right?
It is, yeah.
I did play a little bit of that to start off the show, and I was wondering when I played
the
it.
part that I can't do, which is the double solo.
You outdid yourself, bud.
Yeah. Well, Corey outdid me.
Oh, yeah.
The guy that recorded that album, we just soloed on top of each other for the end of that song, which was like he got on my shoulders, and I'm so tired. I was saying to Adam earlier, the best part about the end of tour in the van, not on the radio, certainly not on YouTube, is how little will pass for humor. I could just say like one thing, and Adam would pretty much laugh, like no matter how dumb it is, because we're just
desperate times.
We're dumb. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a way to, I guess, kind of keep you sane.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the word, sane, necessarily.
I understand the sentiment, though. I think
Yeah.
you're right.
Just kind of getting through. By the time this festival's over, we're gonna be home. Sunday.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Just pretty unreal. It kind of feels like it was never going to happen, but it might happen in a few days. Yeah, I think that you also kind of develop like a working relationship and a working language while you're on tour, and then you can kind of just start to say something and the other people will get it and laugh or not laugh, but it's like you don't even need to finish sentences to like communicate.
I had to think of the punchline for Adam's joke earlier. He started a joke and didn't. Anyway.
So how do you then keep it together while you're like, what if you have any tips for anyone out there?
Just
shut up.
Just shut up. That's the rule.
It's honestly our
Never
motto.
miss a chance to shut up.
Yeah, we saw a sticker on a fridge that said "Never miss a chance to shut up."
And it really speaks to us. I think, there's like a lot of opinions and ideas about exactly when you should leave and where you should go and what you should eat and blah, blah, blah. And, you just pick your battles and otherwise just shut up.
It's almost like you have to, like in our case, we're three people, so you're not one person when you're on the road. You're three people. And so you always have to be considerate of each other and kind of like pick up on each other's vibes and don't just do your own thing and don't be a pain in anyone's backside. Yeah.
Makes
Pretty
sense.
much
But
it.
try to keep it light.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like the rest of life. Try to be nice.
Yeah.
Don't be too annoying.
Don't be too annoying. Get some good sleep. Don't party. Although we might party tonight. I don't know.
Don't party ever.
Don't ever party.
Don't
It's
ever do
very bad. No, just, you don't want to be hungover for your next show. It sucks. It's not worth it. So we don't generally get too wild. A couple times. Maybe tonight. Hopefully tonight.
Yeah, tonight will be a real party up at the E-Bar.
I guess we'll see. I feel good about it. I really like Baby Labor. I've seen them. They played in Fredericton at a venue that doesn't exist anymore, but I was completely flabbergasted seeing them play. So I'm really excited to play with them tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a really good show. Yeah, so people can head to kazookazoo.ca for that, for all the information about what is going on for Kazoo Fest. And yeah, the doors for the show tonight are at 9:30. 9:30. Baby Labor is on at 10, Nigel 10:45, and Motherhood 11:30. It's going to be a lot of fun. One of the things I was thinking of, because you've been a band for a while. We discussed that earlier, about 9 years now. How do you stay together as a band for that long? Because I feel like there's a lot of bands that are just kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, eventually it just turns into a family. So it's like sometimes we don't get along, but then, you work through it. And we really like making music together, and 95% of the time we really love each other. So, yeah, and it's, I don't know, it's like a family and kind of like a relationship in a weird way, where it's like, are you willing to give up the thing that is good and has been good for a long time just because you're mad about, something that's probably not that huge.
Yeah.
So,
and balancing priorities too as we grow up and our lives change. Like, none of us are the same people we were 9 years ago, so we've had to kind of morph and shift the goals of the band with the goals of our personal lives. And yeah, this is the longest relationship that any of us have been in. So.
Freaking love you guys.
Love you.
Aw.
Yeah, yesterday was Siblings Day, and I kind of recognized that we're definitely closer to that than anything else. So
Yeah, and it's a little funny. Adam is the oldest sibling in his real family, and I'm the middle sibling in my real family, and Penny is the littlest sibling in her real family.
We definitely take on those roles at certain
I
times in the
think,
band. Not always. I'm not always the baby, but
Well, but
sometimes.
like my youngest brother, or I guess I have a younger sister too, but she came like 10 years after the fact. Love you, Jackie. Yeah, but my younger brother is the most organized one of the three of us.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Same in the band.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, because that was all the songs we had for today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have some other songs, but they are a little bit taxing on our voices, so we're thinking that we might prefer to save them for tonight so that we can really shred at bar tonight. Otherwise, we might be a little bit too hoarse to perform.
That's true. We gotta save it. Well, I can play a couple tracks off the new album if you'd like.
Yeah, there you go. That sound better than us doing it.
No, not at all. You've sounded so good. I'm so glad that this worked out and that you were able to come to the studios today.
Yeah.
Same.
Because
Yeah, we're happy to be here.
I love this band.
Thank you.
Is there anything that you would like me to play off the new album? Or I have Baby Teeth in front of me as well.
Well, you should probably play something off the new album, but I was thinking maybe something with keys on account of us not bringing the keys out.
Play Hallways. That one is
Yeah, Hallways is
still
a good
my favorite
track.
one.
That's the song that we ended up going back and writing after the fact, and it does kind of tie the whole thing together. It's a bit of a trip, but it's a good trip. You end up in a good place at the end, I think.
Cool. So we'll hear a song from Hallways, or we'll hear the song Hallway from the album Dear Bongo. And I just want to thank you so much for coming in. And
Thank you.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
yeah, and make sure to go see Motherhood tonight at Kazoo Fest, kazoo.ca. They're on at 11:30 at E-Bar, 41 Quebec Street. Unfortunately, that venue is not physically accessible. There are stairs. I'm warning you now.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's hear a song now from Motherhood. And yeah, so happy to have you in the studio today.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Here is Hallway from Motherhood off their amazing new album called Dear Bongo. Go buy it.